Hi ladies and gentlemen, fellow traders, welcome to another episode of Weekly Forex Outlook with Chart Engineering Pro. We really appreciate you for taking the time to watch this video, and we do not take it for granted at all. If you haven't yet subscribed or are new to this channel, kindly hit the subscribe button and turn on the notification bell so you don't miss out on any content we post here. If you also find value with what we share here, be sure to like, drop your comments, share your views, and share this video to your fellow traders or anyone who would find this information useful. We'll also drop a link to the free Telegram group where we'll be sharing updates of these setups as the week unfolds. Without wasting much time, let's have a quick recap of previous setups discussed in our previous videos before we dive into next week's analysis, so stay tuned. This is GBPCAD. We had this trade from episode 32, this setup from episode 32, and currently price is almost hitting our second TP, so we are still holding on to this position. We also have here Brent crude oil. Last week we had anticipated that price was going to retest either this area of interest or the one below. Price had a very quick retest and we couldn't get an opportunity or an entry opportunity to hop onto this trade. And looking at the current rising tensions around the global tensions, it's likely crude oil prices would skyrocket going forward. So before price hits these TPs, you can also be looking out for buying opportunities to any of these TPs above, or probably price might even go beyond that if the tensions continue. And as it unfolds, we'll be looking for buying opportunities as well. But until then, let's sit back and see how price plays out, so we can look for the buying opportunities to take the buys to the upside. So currently crude oil is very bullish, so let's look out for that. This is US 2000 or Russell 2000. This trade actually hit our SL right here and it took us out, so this was a loss, and this also was a loss. German 30, sorry, it was a break-even trade. Yeah, so we broke even around here. Price was almost hitting the TP and then it reversed. Later took us out and then went back to the TP again. So this trade was a break-even trade. And due to how these pairs or these indices played out, we had to prematurely close our buy position or at a break-even on our NASDAQ. And after closing, price just kept moving upwards, and then now it's back to the entry. So we also broke even on this trade on NASDAQ. This is USDJPY. So price made its way to the area of interest, gave us confirmations around this zone. We took the trade and unfortunately were taken out. So this was also a loss on USDJPY. And same applies to CAD JPY also. We also got the confirmations in the first area of interest and price took us out. So going forward, price might react from the second zone and sell, or it can continue bullish from here. And looking at the tensions around the globe now, I think most of the demand for currencies is going to move into those risk-off currencies like the US dollar, CHF, and then the Japanese yen. So let's look out for these pairs. They might become stronger going forward. Let's see what we have for the economic calendar for the coming week. Currently there's this war that has begun between US, Iran, and I think Israel, right? So looking at these tensions, there's going to be a lot of volatility in the markets for the coming week, so let's be on the lookout. So on Monday we have the ISM manufacturing PMI for USD, and then the Reserve Bank of Australia's governor is going to speak on Monday. On Tuesday, the Bank of Japan's governor is also going to speak, and on later in the day on Tuesday they're going to have the annual budget release for the GBP. On Wednesday we have the GDP for AUD, and on later in the day we're going to have the ISM services PMI and an ADP non-farm employment change for the USD. On Thursday we have the unemployment claims for the USD. It's an NFP week, so Friday we're going to have NFP, and we're also going to have the core retail sales, which was delayed due to the government shutdown, and also the retail sales. So they're going to be released together with the NFP on Friday. So let's be on the lookout for these pairs for these economic events for the coming week. And then there could be other events that might pop up due to the tensions. So let's be on the lookout. There's going to be a lot of volatility in the markets going forward. Let's look at the setups we have for the coming week. We have DXY. So this DXY, we anticipated that DXY was going to have another pullback to react from this area of interest to give us a selling opportunity to the downside. Currently, price has reacted from the zone, giving us a 4-hour structure shifts and all. Price looks, we are looking out for bearish momentum from here. But other thing that is also developing with DXY is that we are likely seeing this flag pattern, which is screaming a continuation, a bullish continuation. And we can see also a possible, or let's say a cup and handle, more like a cup and handle formation. So this is also screaming some bullishness from this area of interest. So this is also another possibility. If we don't get the bearish momentum from this zone, price is likely also going to break out of this wedge or flag and come for a pullback and continue to the upside. So DXY is currently neutral, so we have to wait and see how price unfolds to take our decisions, even though we have some positions on EURUSD from last week. This is EURUSD. So last week we took a position on EURUSD and price consolidated for a very long time. So going forward, we're anticipating that since price is reacting from the area of interest where we're anticipating price is going to go bullish, we are looking forward to a bullish momentum from here to change this structure or break this structure, come for another pullback and continue to the upside. So we are still bullish with EURUSD for the coming week. The price can also violate this zone and come all the way to the zone below and give us some reaction. So we just have to be patient and see how price develops for the coming week. We are still bullish for EURUSD for the coming week. This is GBPUSD. So GBPUSD is also currently in our area of interest, and so what we'll be looking out for is a possible reversal zone, so something like a possible double bottom. So these are the two bottoms. So we are looking forward to a possible break of this structure point, come for a retest, and then we'll look for buying opportunities from here and continue to the upside. So we are still bullish on GBPUSD. Price can also make its way all the way down to the second zone below to give us buying opportunities. So let's be patient and see how price develops before we can take action on GBPUSD. We have here USDCAD, and as we anticipated from the previous week, we are looking forward to a reaction or reversal pattern around this area of interest, and luckily we have it. We currently have this head and shoulder formation. Price has given us a very nice reaction, indicating some bearishness from the area of interest. So this is the left shoulder, this is the head, and this is the right shoulder. So what we'll be looking forward to next week is a possible retest of the neckline of the head and shoulder formation. Then we'll take our selling opportunities to the downside. So we're looking forward to a retest of this neckline. Look for a selling opportunity. We take ourselves to the potential reversal zone for the butterfly pattern, which has been identified several weeks or months ago. So this is the actual pattern we are looking out for USDCAD. We are looking out for this potential butterfly pattern. So we are expecting a sell continuation from here to complete this butterfly pattern. So we are very bearish on USDCAD for the coming week. Should price also break above this zone, close above this zone with a daily candle, we might be looking forward to the bullishness or the bullish side of things for USDCAD for the coming weeks. So this is AUDUSD. So AUDUSD, we anticipated that price was going to react from this zone to give us buying opportunities to the upside. We got a reaction, but we didn't get an entry opportunity. So going into next week, if we get a retest of this structure point, and we get buying confirmations, we'll be looking forward to take the buys to the upside. Should price pull back a little bit deeper into the zone again, we'll still be interested in looking for the buying opportunities to the upside. So we are still very bullish for AUDUSD for the coming week. we have here GBPJPY. So GBPJPY is very tricky now. Last week we anticipated that price was going to pull back to this area of interest to give us selling opportunities. Price pulled back to the area and give us a strong reaction from the zone. I think that's a result of the weakness in GBP last week, and so we have two scenarios that we were looking out for. So if price gives us a reversal pattern, if we get a reversal pattern like a double top here or a head and shoulder formation, if we get a reversal pattern here, then we'll be looking forward to the sells to these TPs we have below. But if we don't get that reversal pattern and price makes its way straight to this back to this area of interest, if price makes its way all the way back into this area of interest and gives us buying opportunities, then we'll take our buys to the upside. So these are the two possible scenarios we have for GBPJPY. So it's very neutral now. So we just have to wait and see how it develops before we take our decision on GBPJPY. This is AUDJPY, and AUDJPY is currently very bullish. So what we are looking out for is a possible pullback to this where price is currently retesting. Price can react from this zone and take go for buying. Price might give us buying opportunities around this structure point and take off. So this very first area, price can just retest it again and take off. Or price is going to pull back into any of these two areas of interest we have below and continue to the upside. So we are very bullish on AUDJPY for the coming week. Should price break below this zone and continue downwards, then we consider this bearish on AUDJPY. This is EURGBP. So EURGBP, last week we were anticipating a possible C-leg formation to give us a continuation of this a potential harmonic pattern, and as we can see, we have still yet to see the C-leg form. So the B leg is still playing out. So we still have our B leg playing out. So we'll just be patient to wait for the C leg formation. C leg formation. As price keeps going up, price might form the C leg and come and retest the structure as a C leg, and then we get a continuation to the upside. So we just have to be patient to see the C leg formation before we take our decisions to take our longs on EURGBP for the coming week or weeks. This is CAD and GBPCAD. So last week we anticipated that price was going to retest this area of interest and give us selling opportunities. It retested, but we didn't get an entry opportunity to take this trade. So we got this retest at the area of interest. We got this structure shift here. We got this 4-hour structure shift here. We had this 4-hour structure shift here. So if we had gotten a pull back into the area of interest, we would have taken ourselves from here or at the retest of the structure point and taking the sales to the downside. But price just kept dropping with a very strong momentum. So going into next week, what we'll be looking out for is a potential lower high formation. Should we get a lower high formation anywhere within this area, within this zone, wherever the lower high formation develops, we'll be looking for selling opportunities to the downside as we had from the previous targets. So these are the targets we have below for GBPCAD. So this is TP1, this is TP2. So we're looking forward to a possible lower high formation, and then we look for selling opportunities to the various TPs we have below. So we are very bearish on GBPCAD for the coming week. This is EURCAD. EURCAD we anticipated that price was going to pull back to the area of interest to give us selling confirmations. Price pulled back and has given us something like a double top or a triple top formation around the zone, and we currently have a break of the neckline of that reversal pattern. So going into next week, we'll be looking forward to a possible pullback to retest the neckline of this double top or triple top, and we'll look for selling opportunities to the downside. So we are also very bearish on EURCAD, and these are the various targets we have for EURCAD for the coming week. So we are very bearish. So let's look out for the confirmations around this zone and take ourselves to the downside. So more like if we get a retest of this neckline, we take ourselves from here and maybe put our SL above this zone, and then we target any of these targets as we want. So let's be patient and see how price develops next week. before we take our shots on EURCAD. Should price also buy above and break above the zone, then we'll be considering the bullish side of things for EURCAD. So we are very bearish now. This is NZDCAD. So for NZDCAD, we have a possible double top formation or reaction from this area of interest we have above. So this is likely, it's more like a double top formation. So what we are going to do is we're going to wait patiently to see price give us a daily candle closure below this possible neckline. If we get a daily candle close up below this zone, we'll look for a possible pullback into the zone and look for selling opportunities to the downside. So we are going to be very patient and see how price develops on NZDCAD. Should price continue upwards, then it means this is bullish. Should price break above these structure points and continue upside, then we are extremely bullish on NZDCAD. So we just have to be patient to see the reversals or how price develops around this area of interest we have below, or the possible neckline for NZDCAD. This is GBPNZD. So last week we anticipated that price was going to react from either of these two zones, and price has actually given us a daily structure shift at the very first zone. So going into next week, what we'll be looking for is a possible pullback to retest this daily structure, or look for a possible lower high formation and look for selling opportunities to the downside. So we are still very bearish on GBPNZD. Alternatively, price can also violate this zone and pull back all the way back to the zone above and give us selling opportunities. So we just have to wait for proper confirmations before taking our sell positions on this trade on GBPNZD. We have here EURCHF, and EURCHF is extremely bearish. So going into next week, we are looking for a possible pullback into this area of interest to look for selling opportunities to this very target we have here. So we are very bearish on EURCHF for the coming week. Should price break or give us a daily candle break above these daily structures, then we'll be looking for a structure shift onto the bullish side for EURCHF. This is NZDCHF. So last week we anticipated that price was going to react from this zone. We got a very nice reaction from the zone, but price pulled back again and gave us another zone. So this is looking more like a double top formation, which is reacting from our area of interest. So which is a good sign of bearishness from the area of interest we identified last week. So what we're going to do is we're going to wait for a possible lower high formation, or we'll wait for a daily candle, a proper daily candle break below this double top formation. We come for a possible pullback and we look for selling opportunities to the downside. So we are bearish on NZDCHF for the coming week. If price breaks or clears this daily structure here, then we'll be considering the bullish side for NZDCHF. Until then, we are very bearish now on NZDCHF. So we just have to look for a reaction from this structure, a reaction from this area of interest, or wait for a daily candle closure below this zone, count for retest, and we look for selling opportunities to the downside for NZDCHF. This is gold, and looking at the tensions we have around the globe, we might have a market gap when price opens next week, or yes, when price opens next week. But if we don't get that gap and price is able to pull back to retest this zone, we will likely look for buying opportunities from this very first zone, and we'll take our buys to the previous ATH or previous all-time high. Should price miraculously find its way back into any of these two zones to below here, we will still be interested in looking for the buying opportunities to the upside. So we are extremely bullish for gold for the coming week. This is silver. So last week we were anticipating a structure shift, a daily structure shift here, and we finally have that daily structure shift. We can now see a daily candle close or break above the structure point. So going into next week, all we're looking out for is a possible pullback into this very first area of interest and look for buying opportunities to the previous all-time high. Or should price pull back a bit deeper into the second zone we have below, should price pull back into the second zone we have below, we will still be interested in looking for the buying opportunities to the upside for silver. So if price miraculously sells and breaks below these daily structures, then we are going bearish. But until then, we are extremely bullish on silver for the coming week. This is S&P 500. So this is the index that was making and these indices misbehaved last week. They were all over the place, and even though most of the pairs were indicating a bullish side for the indices, um, S&P 500 is looking bearish now. It's giving a bearish sentiment. So going into next week, what we are going to look out for is a possible daily closure, a daily candle closure below this daily structure point. We come for a possible lower high formation. We look for selling opportunities and we sell to the downside. And so we are very bearish on S&P 500 for the coming week. So we just have to wait for the candle break and a retest or a possible right shoulder. We'll take ourselves to the downside. So these are the two targets or the two zones below we'll be targeting for S&P 500. Should price find its way to break above again, then we know that we are still bullish. But until then, we are looking at the bearish side of things for S&P 500 for the coming week. This is US 30, and US 30 is giving us a head and shoulder vibe. So what we are going to do is, these are the possible scenarios. Before we would consider, we will still consider US 30 as bullish is when we get a daily candle break above this to give us a possible double bottom formation or a daily structure shift here. Then we know we are going bullish. We come for a retest, then we continue to the upside. This is the very first scenario, the very first bullish scenario. The second scenario is, this is looking like a head and shoulder formation. This is looking like a head and shoulder. So this is the left shoulder, this is the head, and we already have the right shoulder formed here. So we are looking for a possible sell. That is, if the S&P 500 continues to sell or decides to sell, we are likely going to see bearishness on US 30. So the bearish side is if we get a daily candle to close below, come for a retest, then we continue to the downside. Then we are very bearish on US 30. Thank you so much for sticking through to the end of this video. I really appreciate you for your time. I encourage all of us to apply proper risk management to our trades. Let's trade safe and sound. Let's be safe out there. Let's take good care of ourselves. And then I wish all of us a very profitable week ahead of us. And take good care of yourself. I'll catch you on another episode. Kindly hit the subscribe button and turn on the notification bell. And check out the link to the free Telegram group in the description box so you can get updates on these setups as the week unfolds. Thank you so much and have a wonderful week. Bye bye.